Okay, here we have an analog timer from Hydrofarm. These things can give people a fit. They're a simple device, but even I have messed it up. And so we're going to show you how to set one. We get a ton of people asking us how to set these timers to control their grows. So here we go. So this arrow right here is going to point to the current time. We'll set that at the end. But what we'll do here is just go through what maybe a typical veg cycle would be for say, cannabis or other plants that are going to be in a vegetative state. A typical light cycle for those would be 18 hours on and 6 hours off. We'll start this one at let's do 6 a.m. That's pretty standard. A lot of guys will have it come on when they wake up or when the natural sunlight is. What you want to do now is each one of these tabs is worth 15 minutes of time on time. You can see I've taken all of them into the up position. That means off, and you want to make sure that's the case. And then when you pick your time, say we're going to start 6 a.m., we'll push down the tab. That's the first hour. That's 4 tabs, so that's 6 to 7. Just off by 1. But what we're going to do is push down all the tabs, make sure they're all the way down. For all the way from 6 a.m., we can tell this dark period is nighttime. So when we'll start, that would be midnight. 6 a.m. starts here. They just do that to make it a little easier on us. But we're going to push down all the tabs. We stopped here. That'd be about a 12-hour light cycle if you're in bloom. But we said vegetative, 18-hour cycle. So we're going to keep on pushing these tabs. This would represent 6 p.m. at night, 7, 8, 9. We're going to go all the way to midnight. So now we have 18 hours worth of on time. Double check to make sure none of these are partially pushed down. Make sure they're all even and not held up. I've seen where they kind of can get held up just partially, not all the way down, kind of like that. So make sure they're all the way down, and the ones that are up are all the way up. Next thing we do is we're going to adjust the time to whatever the current time of day is. So again, with this being dark period being the night period, typically on a normal 12-hour day, say this time of year, wintertime, what we're going to do is get to the current time. This arrow is going to represent the current time, and it'll start counting from there. So right now it's 4:27, so we'll call it about 4:30. That would be 4 o'clock, and that's about 4:30. Things are close enough for what we need them for. The other thing to remember is this little switch on the side. If you turn it, if you push it up, that means it bypasses this timer and will cause whatever's plugged into this be permanently on 24/7. When we push it down, that means it's counting time. Now it's using what we just did. Some folks like to push it down and tape it. Tape it down so that they don't accidentally mess it up. The other thing you can do, that's is put it somewhere where it's not going to be tampered with. I would periodically check them too. Also remember that if the power goes out for any reason, it's going to change your timer. The thing's going to stop, and you're going to have to reset it. So keep that in mind. If you lose power, it's good to check on them periodically anyway, just for sanity purposes. So check it periodically, and like I said, set the arrow to the current time, plug your device into it, and let it rip.